Dober den, my name is Julia, I'm 22 years old, and this year I'm here as an Erasmus student. And please don't ask yourselves why, because that's what I'm going to try to explain to you today. But now you have to be a little bit patient, because I'm going to start 4.5 years ago, exactly when I finished my high school. Why there? Because it was the first time that I decided to go to live into another country. Because I didn't know what to study, but for sure maths, physics, and chemistry weren't made for me. So I moved into England. There I worked a little bit in a catering company, but the most important thing I learned was how to speak English. I know it could sound silly, but it's not, believe me. When I arrived there, I realized that I didn't know anything apart from this is perfect, past perfect, this is present continuous, this is future, and as you know, this is not enough to have a proper conversation and neither to have a good job. So at the beginning, it was a little bit difficult because of the language. But if I think on that now, that I'm living here, to learn Bulgarian is a nightmare. Yes, it is. In England, I lived for 9 months, and after that, I went back to Spain. And there, I started publicity and public relationships. And because this degree wasn't available in my village, I moved into another village, Segovia, a small village near to Madrid. There, I lived for 3 years, but since the first one, I started thinking about moving into another city. So Erasmus could be the best choice. But as you know, unfortunately, we just can go on Erasmus once in our life. So I decided to take it for the fourth one, for this one. And although you can think that it's something that you decide today, and tomorrow you already know everything about your destination, believe me, it's not so quickly. In fact, it was 10 days after, 1 month after I started my third year in the university that I had to apply for the Erasmus grant. But it wasn't a problem for me, because I knew that I wanted to go almost everywhere. So the first thing I thought was, okay, which language I would like to learn? Italian and Portuguese always sounds perfect for Spanish. They are very close to us. But I want to speak a language more spoken around the world. German, very difficult. So now the question was, English or French? The English is always good, but to be able to speak another language is also very good. So what to do? And after a few days, I realized that what I really wanted was to live in a big city for 1 year. So I sat down on the sofa with my family and I checked the population of all of the cities that I had available. And which was the first one, the biggest one? Sofia was. So here you have the first step, because I came here to Sofia. And as I told you, 3 months later, I had my answer. Julia Fernandez Diaz, destination, Sofia. And because I was very happy, of course, the first thing I did was to call my parents. Hello, Mom, I'm going to Sofia. Good. Well, Sofia. Pablo, my father. Our daughter is going to Sofia next year. Good. Could we go to see her by car? No, I think it's far away. Well, Julia, are you happy? Yes, of course I am. So I guess we also are happy. And after my parents were my whole family and also my friends. And all of them asked me the same. Why Sofia? Something that I answered with another question. Why not? And because time goes very, very quickly, it was already September and I had to take the plane to come here, to Sofia. And to be honest, I didn't know anything about the country, the people, the food, or the manners. I just had an address of a friend who is living also here in Erasmus. So I arrived to the airport, I took a taxi, and although she had told me not to pay more than 15 levas, I paid 50 levas to get to the town center. Yes, 25 euros. But what to do? It was my first day here, so of course to pay, no choice. Now I was already in Sofia, and it was time to prove if my thoughts about the city and the country were correct. And the first thing I should tell you is that the country is much more developed than I thought. Okay, it's true that I still stumble every single day in the pavement, but it's also true that you have internet in everywhere. In Spain, we don't have internet in the bank, in the park, in the sofa from the neighbors. But here, I could also check the map in the metro. Well, let's say to try to check the map, because believe me, it's not easy when the city where you are living is written like this. In fact, it was one of the most difficult things since I arrived here, I think, is the alphabet. Because, of course, to understand or to speak, it's very easy. Here you have the proof in the first letter that I sent to my family. Trying to understand Bulgarian is worse than trying to understand Chinese. It's amazing. You can listen for half an hour and not understand a word. In fact, it took me a couple of months to know that here was written my name to check my marks on Moodle. So on that point, I thought, okay, Julia, you will stay in Bulgaria for 9 months. So maybe you should learn a little bit of Bulgarian. But where to start with this language? Well, I will tell you which was my first words, because if I let you guys, I don't think that you are going to find out. My first word was nazdrave. It's very easy. I arrived here, I went to have a beer with my friends, and they taught me the most important thing, nazdrave. My second one, I know it sounds funny, but it was turbichka. Yes. If you are going to the supermarket every day, they don't understand English, you don't understand Bulgarian, and every day they ask you, turbichka? At the end, for sure that you will know what turbichka means. Then it was dober den, dober večer, and azdrave, and of course, merci and ciao. I'm sorry, I prefer den than blogodaria and dubistene. Although I'm using den also now. And now with these words, you can already guess which was my first conversation, and where was it? In the supermarket. It was easy. Dober den, bila karta, da, turbichka, da, merci, mola, dubistene. It was easy. And then, my first sentence. It was thanks of one of my Bulgarian friends. Mostly das preta. Yes, I really needed to take off from the minibus. As you know, they don't have any stops at all. And believe me, it's not easy to take off from a minibus when you don't speak any word in Bulgarian. In fact, it was of the things that impact me more. The minibus. I remember the first day I wanted to come here to the university, and I knew that I have to go to San Clement to take the minibus. So I went to San Clement, and I said, where? Where in San Clement? This street, that, in this way, in the other way. What to do? I decided to go downstairs and ask to the guy who is working in the information point, how can I get to the New Bulgarian University? And he told me, you have to take 2 buses. No. I have to take one, the number 27th or the number 29th. Well, you maybe are talking about the private ones. I don't know. I want to go to New Bulgarian University. Can you let me know the timetable and the stops? No, unfortunately, they don't have. Okay, and how can I get to there? Just go upstairs, and when you see the minibus, you do like this to the number 27th or 29th. Okay. I went upstairs, I wait for the bus, and when I saw the bus, let's say the van, maybe, okay, a little bit bigger, but come on, 12 seats in there, 25 people inside, 30 degrees. My goodness, the first day was horrible. As a result, 1 hour and a half later to my first lesson in the university, proving Spanish people are always late, something that I have to say that is not always true. Well, moving your head from left to right when you are saying yes, and nodding when you are saying no, is driving me crazy. Although I knew it before coming here, it's impossible to use it, and of course to understand it at the first. I know that you could think, come on, it's very easy, it's just to do the opposite. No. Once we wanted to go to Studentsky, and I was with a friend, and I stopped the bus 27th because I wasn't sure at all which was the number that I should take. I stopped the bus, and I asked to the driver, excuse me, are you going to Studentsky? He just nodded. And I said to my friend, come on, Anna, we can go. He's going to Studentsky. We sat down, and Anna asked me, Julia, why are you going that we are going to Studentsky? He just nodded, and in this country, that means no. We just laughed, and at the end, we arrived to Studentsky. So as you see, going on Erasmus is an experience that teaches you much more in the street than in the university. I know it's a grant to study, but was it really worth it is what you learn when you live on the street. Here, I met people from Turkey, from Greece, from Portugal, from England, from France, from Latvia, from Czech Republic, and of course from Spain and from Bulgaria. And what I can guarantee you right now is that when you are going on Erasmus, for sure that you are going to improve a language. In my case, English in the university. Bulgarian, step by step, with some of my Bulgarian friends, and even Italian with my flatmate. But it's another thing that you cannot lose when you are on Erasmus, the trips. In fact, it was 10 days after I arrived here that we decided to go to another city. Sunny Beach was our destination. It was October, so of course it was completely empty. But you can imagine, 20 Erasmus in a beach, the weekend was perfect. Then we decided to go to Rila. It was amazing. But I'm still wondering how they convinced me to go there. Because personally, I have an amazing mountains near to my hometown, and I have never been there. But the most important thing is that we reached the peak. After that, I think we felt strong and we decided to go to Vitosa. There, it was a little bit hard also, but there we met a guy who was living in Madrid for 8 years. So even here, I practice my Spanish. I also have been in Greece, in Thessaloniki, and from there, we went to Edessa to see these waterfalls. So another coins, another people, another country, and another language. Come on, how two countries which are so near can use in completely opposite way, ne? I couldn't believe after 2 months using ne as no, now ne was yes, so that was means da. The languages are horrible. That's because when I took the bus to came back from Sofia, and the driver told me, "Dober večer," I said to my friends, "I'm feeling again at home. I can understand at least one word." That's exactly how I felt. I have also been in Plovdiv. In fact, I have been there for 3 times. I really like it. And we also went before Christmas to Bucharest, and of course, to Dracula's castle. After that, after Christmas, we went to Rila Monastery. Hope you appreciate it, because I think it's wonderful. And also to Veliko Tarnovo with these nice views, and to Šipka, a small village, but with this monastery. And why I'm telling you all of these things, if you are living here? Because with this, I want to show you how many places, languages, people, coins, and manners you can know being on Erasmus. And of course, the culture of your destination country. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting this. Bulgarian in my case. In many points, very different to Spanish one. The character is the thing that impressed me more. I feel like people here is like sad or angry. I know that you have a difficult political situation, but look at Spain, we are not doing great either. So don't worry, you are not alone. The way the food is served is a little bit different to my country also. In my country, all of the dishes should come in a logical order. That means if we are 20 friends eating in a restaurant, we should eat all at the same time. Something impossible here, as you know. The greetings. I'm feeling sometimes a little bit silly here. In Spain, if you are going to a bank, to the elevator, to a restaurant, to wherever, if you don't want to be rude, you have to say, "Good morning, how are you, good afternoon," something that is not very common here. Sometimes when I'm getting in the bus and I'm saying, "Dober den, dober večer," and nobody's answering me, I'm feeling a little bit silly. But that's some of the things that I should know before coming here, and I didn't know. The tips. You take a taxi. You have to pay 2 levas and 70. You give to the taxi driver 5 levas. And he doesn't give you any money back. Okay, now I realize that it's normal here to give a little bit of tip. Something that I should know before coming here, and I didn't know. But apart from all of that, we have something very important in common that makes me feel like at home. The bars and the restaurants. They are always full of people. So at the end, we are not so different. And now I want to ask you something. How many of you right now will recommend Sofia as a good destination for Erasmus students? A few. Why? I'm telling you that I'm having fun in here. Come on. You have to love more your country. Nobody is going to do this job for you, although I'm trying it. So come on, please, don't ask yourselves and don't ask me why I'm in here, because here I already lived at very good moments, as you see in this slide. In a friend's house, in the street, in the bus, in the beach, in a Studentsky celebrating Halloween, and even taking this photo for 4 times. And if you are still not convinced, I will tell you more. Here, I went ice skating for the first time. It was also here that I saw my first tiger in life, my first match in life, and also that I took a beer in a stable. And I hope you know it because it's one of my favorite places. And the most important thing, it was also in Sofia that I discovered my favorite beer, Shumescu. And do you remember all of the people that asked me, "Why are you going to Sofia?" Here they are. My cousin who came from Slovakia with his girlfriend, another cousin who came from Madrid, 2 friends from the university, a friend who was living with me in Madrid, in England, and even my whole family the last week. So at the end, it's not so bad. So as you see, going on Erasmus, I will promise that it's an experience that you will never forget. Never mind if you are in Holland, in England, in Spain, or in Bulgaria. By the way, going to Spain, I have also to sell my country. And it's not all about having fun. Here, I also learned by doing new things. It was here that I have written my first script writing. It was also here that I have made my first marketing campaign with a budget. And I can add that it was also in Sofia that I had spoken in a TEDx talk. Thank you very much.